Hi, this is Mike Schneider for CardRunners.com. Today I'm doing a kind of a leak finder video where we've taken a couple of hands from the Reddit poker community, and I'm going to analyze kind of the thought process that our hero was taking and give some suggestions on whether it was correct or what I can maybe do differently. So before we start this hand, I was given a read that our small blind, who's the primary villain here, he's an aggressive Asian whose range is anywhere at any time and is a mega gambler. With that note, I'll just kind of play out the hand where we have us raising pre-flop. This is at 30-60 stakes. Pretty standard pre-flop raise, and he leads into us, and so we make a very standard raise, nothing wrong with that. We have an overpair with lots of cards that are vulnerable, so we then bet the turn. He calls and he checks us, and we check behind here. And the opponent happened to have 9-6 offsuit for a river 2 pair, which I was given some additional thoughts where our hero said that after villain checks the river 9 to me, it felt suspicious knowing he likes to check raise. I felt that if he only had one pair, he would have bet out and I could have called. Instead, I played it safe and checked instead of having to call a check raise. He showed the 6-9 offsuit for a river 2 pair, and I knew something about his betting into me on the flop and calling the turn from the check the river was fishy. So, basically our main focus in this hand should be on the river, and whether we should be checking it behind or betting it, which I would advocate that we should be betting the river hand. I will present here a little bit of Poker Stove, which you can find at pokerstove.com, which I have inputted our hand, the board, and a range of hands that we think our opponent could have, which I will pull up here. Any of the yellow are the type of hands that here, I'll slide this so we can still maybe see some of the board. Got it so that the yellow hands here are hands that I would put somebody that can have a huge range on possibly having here. These yellow basically include any flop pair, so the flop was 6-5-2, so we have any of that, and then a few other gut shots like ace-4 and ace-3. So we've got pairs of sixes here and over here. Pairs of fives, same thing, kind of. And then pairs of twos. And notice that down here, like I included Jack-2 offsuit, but not 10-2 offsuit to 5-2 offsuit. Reason being that I was going to give our opponent just a little bit of credit for folding even like 10-2 and 9-2 offsuit. Although, like, given the fact that he called 6-9 offsuit, maybe he will call any of those, but I included the face card. You might notice I did not include the queens here, so like queen 6, queen 5, queen 2, or same way up here, queen 2, queen 5, queen 6. That would be because queen was on the turn, and I'm guessing that any kind of villain who is in a mega aggressive gambler, if he happens to have improved with the queen, he's going to do something differently than check call, be it betting out or check raising the turn. And likewise, when I didn't include a hand like 5-2 suited or 6-2 suited, those hands flop 2 pair or 6-5 as well. I didn't include any of those because I think if our opponent had any of those 3 hands, he would have either put in more action on the flop or more action on the turn. So we've kind of disregarded those as well from the range of hands. And by doing that, when we give him this kind of range here on the river, we are beating 86, or we're winning 86% of the time. So on the basis of that reasoning, I think yes, there is a possibility that the 9 could have improved him, which, pull it up one last time. Finally, I did throw in hands like 9-8, which rivered a pair of 9s, which who knows if he would even check raise a 9-8. He might just check call it, but I included 9-8, 9-7, obviously 8-7 for the nuts, which is a straight. And to me, it just seems like our hand is still too overwhelmingly strong against the range of hands he could have here that it's just worth worth enough to bet.